Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. My name is DAO Codes, Daniel Rivera, as always. Just gonna make sure the audio's all good. Okay. Oh, hold on one second. Sorry about that. I'm back. Welcome to the stream. My name's Daniel Rivera, or DAO Codes as always. And today we're going to be doing our new Thursday routine, which is we're going to be doing a gang of 4 design patterns. So we'll get into what design patterns are just for a little bit, just for a second. But then, as the title says, we're going to be talking about the template method. And then we'll get into an example of it and do an actual live coding of it. But yeah, so design patterns really are kind of a software engineer's bread and butter. It is a way for us to use replicable patterns that have already solved common problems. So in the case of the template method pattern, it is what's called I want to make sure I get this right, a behavioral pattern. So when you need a specific behavior and you come upon this scenario where you have a shared logic for some of the steps, but not all the steps, then you get into it. So let's start with our design pattern. So the template method, in its simplicity, is a way to increase code reuse when there is shared functionality, but there is uniqueness for a concrete type. So I'm going to switch over to code. And interestingly enough, we have actually coded a template method in DAO Breakpoint. Alrighty, I'll give you guys a second to figure out which one it is. But if you're keen, which I'm sure you are, right there. So we have some shared logic that all filtered lists do. In this case, the filtered lists, the only shared logic they have is that toList async call by passing in a tentity with search params. But each repository derives this apply search filters, this abstract method, and needs to make it concrete, needs to give you the implementation. So we'll get back to what this looks like, but we'll do a little more simple example for a second. So if we go in here, and we're gonna just do some dummy code here at the bottom. So get away from everything else. So simple example, right? So you have a basic service, and the key thing is that this is an abstract class, right? So you want some shared logic in your thing. Maybe this is a get description. And it's not always going to be the base service. So why don't we say string name equals, and then down here, we're going to do a public abstract string get name. And now the base service doesn't know how this is implemented. But now you can very quickly get lots of things going on here, right? So maybe over here we have concrete 1, concrete service, concrete cool service, we'll call it that. And then this derives from the base service. Go here, implement the abstract class, and now we get a name where we can decide at the level it is required, we know how to get name. In this case, it's gonna be something simple like this. But maybe you're not a cool class, maybe you're an awesome class. Right? Obviously, this is really dumb. but this is where we're going, right? So now we have awesome. So now when you get a base service, you can always call get description, and you don't have to rewrite service description every single time. So now in a real world scenario, this is something I do all the time. Let me just go. We'll deal with that later. The base repository. So this is defining a way for a entity to talk to the database, but I don't know how I want to apply my search filters. So if you look at this derive for a player, I can look for a player's name. I can look for an email, but I don't have to know that at the level of the base repository, right? All I know is I'm getting a T entity of some sort, a list of them. That's my return type, and I pass in T search params. That's it. So if we were going to do another, we could define the search filters differently, and we could also have more shared logic here. But that's simply it for the temple method pattern. We'll keep these really quick, keep these super short. So yeah, if you ever have any questions about temple method, it's a super simple one, but it helps lots of code reuse, right? If we had more things, say we implement pagination logic here, right? Now you don't need to add that at the level of each repository. I just do it one time at the base repository level. So you get some pretty cool things, lots of shared reuse there with the temple method. But yeah, that's going to be it for our Thursdays design patterns segment. But so we'll get into the actual code. And if you guys ever have any, things that you want me to cover, just like as a talking thing of, for software engineering, XYZ at the beginning, that'd be great. At the beginning is a great time. So if you have any questions, shoot me a message or otherwise. Yeah, so today we're going to be getting to the auth setup. So it's gonna be super cool. And I don't know how to do it. So this is gonna be super fun. I've done identity servers before, but I've never done one where I integrate it with another thing. So we'll get into what this is gonna look like. But we'll get a little paint going here. So at the end of either today, next time, or whenever we do it, I want to have, so we have Breakpoint API. This is our API, our Angular app. But then when I sign into the Angular app, I don't actually want to create a username and password to my API with a storing database in the back. What I want to do is use my Google account, or optionally a Microsoft account. We're going to start with the Google account, or the Microsoft account. And then I want to connect this to my API. So we'll do that with ASP.NET's identity, and it'll be pretty cool, because then you'll sign into the site. You get to the pop-out redirect window that you're all very familiar with. Like, say when you sign into, let's see if I can do this quickly. Is there an easy way for me to show this? Trying to see if there's an easy way. Like this. Show this site, such as third-party incognito. So I'm just signing into Gmail, right? Gmail, quote unquote. But it's going to be for Breakpoint AI. So you can just easily connect a Google account that everyone has already, right? Everyone has a Gmail or a Microsoft account or Apple account or whatever. So yeah, kind of simplify the login process. Don't have to handle passwords and everything. It's just a user attached to a real account on the outside. So that's what I wanted to do, because I wanted to have an experience of building an open identity server up here in the API level. But I am not familiar with that. So we're gonna pull from a quick start. And that's what we do. We pull from quick starts and get it actually running. So pull this up. I was looking at so this was right here. So I'm gonna throw this pin this. This is the quick start for today. And this one's gonna be a little bit longer one. And eventually we'll get into a little bit later where we get to the let's do that for 45 minutes. What was I gonna say? The Angular app, because the Angular app is gonna be the one actually handling the I request a token and make sure. So there's a little bit of work there. Okay. So let's dive into it. So using external login providers. So we want to create Visual Studio. So select register link, use secret managers, multiple authentication providers, add Google, add Facebook, add Microsoft account, add Twitter, optionally set a password. You don't have to have a password. This alleviates from creating it, but it also makes it completely dependent for site access. If the login, you will not be on the site. So that's okay, because that's totally fine. So for guidance, so let's go there. Let's open that one as well. When provides chain the provision with add authentication. So let's go here. Oh, not my OBS. Let's go here. Let's just go there. Close all you guys out. Doing some shorts. Oh, and that's the other thing. I've been creating a series of shorts as well on the side, just to see to put out educational content, especially around things like GitHub Copilot. So I'm gonna throw this up here just for a second. And if you guys ever have any thoughts of what would be helpful to hear here, right? I did one for custom chat modes, how to improve your Copilot PR reviews, how to configure MCP servers, things like your NuGet publishing workflow. So I'm gonna throw this in here as well. So if you ever have, it's like, I actually have this question that I don't know how to get an answer for, and a short is the answer to do it, then let me know. Okay, but back to our actual thing today. So we're gonna get into program CS. I'm gonna throw some music on. So now we're in the coding. And I'm gonna just change this name really quick. So we are done with the template method. Breakpoint auth setup. Project name. Let's get Breakpoint AI auth. Yep, nice, looks good. Just adjusting all the things here. Sure, okay. So I want to go to program CS, because that's where you do the things. For the API service, not for the analyzer function. Analyzer function will run under managed identity, because it's going to be a managed thing. So that's fine. So let's see, add services, and let's get rid of this for now, because what is this doing right now? Are we ever actually using this? Get app user ID. Okay. Yeah, so let's get rid of, let's just delete this for now. Solution. This is gonna be in the services, dummy, auth. Well, I want to be able to run it still, so that's fine. Okay. So app.add or builder.add. Builder services add authentication, and then builder.services.add authentication. Registers. Let's add Google. And we'll probably need to have now that's fine, just Google. And what's the library here we're looking for? ASP.NET providers. This is just needs to be on the API service. Sticker packages. Yep. Such as OpenID Connect, OpenID Dict, browse. Yes, install. Okay, very nice. Yes. And ASP.NET security auth providers. Other providers available such as ASP.NET, what? Or middleware. See what this one is, make sure. That looks right. It's a collection they can use to support like Steam or Wargaming. No. So we're looking for use logging providers. Did I get enough there with the OpenID? No. Add Google Auth ASP.NET. Well, that would have been helpful. And I think I'm on done at 8. Okay. Accept. Yeah, okay, that's what it was. It needs to be 8:21. Successfully installed. Oh, come on. All right. Why are you not installing? There we go. And now I'm guessing it's gonna work. Yep, Google with their Google account. Nice, a reference to the builders to the Yotes. Okay, so go back here. And we go back here because we need to actually set up the rest of the stuff to allow you. And we'll do Azure Key Vault as well. But social login providers assign during the registration process the exact same. These represent the, yep, okay, that makes sense. We get a token. Run. I don't want to set a password. So do I need to go and do this now? To add, sign in. So what am I missing here? Because I need to actually create, I thought I was going to need to create an identity. Because I think I need to create an identity thing by itself, right? So if I go breakpoint, I'll have Copilot make sure that we're, so I was researching it a little bit, but open up program. And we'll open up app.config. So now it knows that I need, I have I have a ASP.NET Aspire app. I have a ASP.NET Aspire app. Let's go architect with an Angular front end. I would like create a way to Aspire app, ASP.NET Aspire API using entity framework, because that will determine how the application user is stored. I'd like to create a way to log in and then create a user in the database connected to either a Google account or a Microsoft account or any other third party that I eventually implement. Let's start with Google. Okay. So then let's go back to Google while you're churning. Always allow. Oh, MCP server. Yeah. Definitely allow. Allowing the session. Yep. Okay. So git open clients page. Yeah. Well, the client's open if you already have a project, sign in. So I need to create a Google client. To do so, to add a sign in, or one tap and automatic sign in prompts you. You'll first need to get a client ID, load identity services, update cross open. Great, and you're being needy today. Great, click client to use an existing add author example. Okay, so I need to go clients. I'm in the right one. Create project. Break point AI. No organization. You have 12. Yeah, okay. I don't think this is gonna create anything crazy. Oh my gosh, yes. First, let's add that. Oh, whoa. I want you to plan it out first, bro. You're an architect. What happened to that? Let's look at this. What was going on? You were supposed to help the Jedi, not destroy them. Sorry, that was right. Expert architecture. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, let's talk approach. Then we can implement. Discuss what you want to do. Then I will refine. Okay. Don't do that, dude. Give up. Clients, now refresh, should have a client ID. Configure app breakpoint AI. User support email, that's fine. Only available to you will not be able to submit this application. Available your test mode. Yes. Contact information. Okay, so then configure create client, application type web app. Right? It's yep. So then this is going to be Well, while we're thinking on how to, because I think Aspire keeps giving Angular a different one, which is kind of annoying. Maybe. Let's look at what it says we're gonna need to do. Okay. So great. Let me allow my for setting up primary WAF pillar trade-offs, add complexity for robust. So proposed approach: identity integration. Extend your existing app user to work. That's exactly what it's for, but make it inherit from identity user of int. Maintain your existing relationship with pillar. Benefits option B. No. Yeah. So let's do option A. That's what app user was for. Okay. Add identity tables to your existing MySQL. Link identity users to existing players via app user. Yep. Authentication flow. User clicks sign in with Google on Angular front end. Redirect to ASP.NET Core, Google OAuth endpoint. Please return to callback, create use, generate WT. Turn to Yep, looks good. Exactly what I was thinking. API integration, front end, authentication, route guards. Yep. User model strategy. Should we modify to inherit from or create a new JWT? Let's go JWT. That's what I wanted to do. Auto create player record when user first signs with or require for the player when they first sign in and create an app user, they need to complete the profile because it requires things like USTA score. How to handle existing and your seeded data. Should ASP.NET Core, Identity UI, or seeded data. It does not matter. I can blow that away. Which would you prefer to handle? Definitely design the backend to support multiple and keep player able to be created without a app user. For the front end, okay, so this is now a question. So Angular. So would you prefer Angular to handle the OAuth flow SPA approach or redirect to the server login pages? So generally, I want to keep it with Angular because Angular is giving me my front end. Deploy that. Let's do a SPA approach. Unless you have a strong feeling otherwise. And let's not actually do any work. Please confirm all these details before implementing. Don't like when you just go off and implement because I need to create this anyways. So how to, okay, so if we go here, let's close out of this. Solution Explorer, pin you, because I want to look at app host because app host with HTTP with reference. How can I get a man? Hold on, I gotta ban this person. Like with ban evade restricted. Yeah. Yeah, get out of here. Oh, let me click bullying harassment. This bot is bullying, harassing me. Okay. I don't think you guys could even see that, so all good. How can I get, and let's just go ask mode, how can I get a persistent URL for my API service and NPM app for local development so that I can do Google Auth stuff? I need to give the client app a local host. Okay, go back to here. So let's just make sure. Perfect, let's confirm the details. User model strategy, keep the original purpose, bridge, maintain the player ID. JWT tokens for API connection, claims-based authorization. User registration flow, sign in with basic email. Google ID is weird. I don't want a Google ID. But separate, required to create the player record users must play or full access. Replace seeded data, no need to preserve. Fresh start with identity schema in your business tables. Front-end approach, SPRA, no server support. App user will have fields like Microsoft ID, Google ID, extensible. Maintainability to create player records without app users for match opponents, player app user. Add identity packages to configure. Update app user to inherit. Update. Break DB with identity DB sets. Configure Google OAuth with JWT. Create profile completion build Angular authentication service spot OAuth flow. Add what longer lifetime? 15 minutes. Should we include player ID for easy API access? Should incomplete profiles have to redirect immediately to complete profile? For JWT, just do what is industry standard, which I believe is 15 minutes with a refresh token. Looking it up on their screen. Industry standard, JWT expiration. Common secure practice is 15 minutes with a longer refresh token. Just do it as industry standard. 15 minutes with 7-day refresh token. For claims, player ID would be nice, but not required, because player ID would be nice. Incomplete profiles should only have access to complete their profile. So they should be redirected immediately. Okay. Nice. It feels like we're gonna get good. Okay, so then I need to pop over and do my job as the user. To close the current chat session. Do you want to allow this? I will do the packages. Just tell me which, so I can make sure to get the right versions. I don't like when it does the, yeah. ASP.NET Core Identity, Authentication. Yeah, okay, that looks good. So boom. Close you. Let's go here. So, looking, I can set up here for your purchase use fixed ports. Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to zoom out. Sorry, guys. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just do breakpoint API is 3000 with HTTP endpoint Or option, oh, no. Let's do that. Let's go launch settings. And your API service with an app host. Copilot chat for the first option with fixed ports is recommended and ensures which is crucial, that requires launch profiles for consistent URLs. So HTTPS, HTTP. So I mean, it does start that, right? I guess I do like the fact that app host does it. Kind of looks cleaner that way because it's in code as opposed to having to find option 3 configure specific endpoints, port endpoint. They're saying this is the best way to do it, then let's just do this. env. Okay. Let's just make sure that works. Just make sure it runs on 5001 and 3000 because it's HTTP, but it should be HTTPS for both of them, but build errors. Authentication builder does not contain a, oh yeah. Just for now. Let's see if I can't fix this project name. Oh, it looks so. I didn't realize I could use that. Okay, there you go. Endpoint with name HTTP already exists. Endpoints may not be used. Multiple calls with endpoint may result in all I changed was the port. Doesn't like that. Yeah, because what did I change here? Just added a port. So I mean, just make sure that the front end works. That this approach actually works. Because once I have a consistent URL, then I can pop in. And of course, Docker's never open. One day I will have Docker open, but that is not this day. Because then here it set up in the crate. We could throw in a local host. Waiting for our Spire up. Nice. Starting 7360. So that is the startup. I believe it's going to be consistent that way. Yeah, I want to say this is going to be consistent. So for use with requests, so this is, well, this is actually not even this one. It's going to be this one that matters. So, but just to make sure, we'll add that too. And you were saying, someone was saying that I can add auth callback like that. 7001 auth callback. Oh, must not end with that. Great. Okay. Oh. No one saw that. No one saw that. That's okay. Sample app. Okay, so I downloaded it, right? Yep, okay. Well, I'm just gonna make sure I don't show my client secret. Um, okay, good, looking good. Um, okay, should be good. Boom. Okay. Got you now. Throw you up. So, no, I need to add the packages. Sorry. I'm being naughty. And required for the API service project. Manage NuGet packages. And I'll probably do it at the solution level, actually. Okay, throw you in there. So then I want to browse to you. Browse. Identity. No one has it. That's good. API service. I need the latest .NET 8 version. Okay. Accept. Get the Google. And I think I should have this one already. I think I've added you. Not installed. Okay. Let's install you. Version 8.21. Accept. JWT bearers with this authentication. JWT authorization, throw 8.21 in. And system identity model JWT. Okay, sounds good. And would it have gotten all the right ones, actually? I'd be interested. No, it wouldn't have, unless it's trying to get a different one. System identity. Latest stable. Yeah, let's install you. Definitely don't need an old version. Okay. So, glad I did it myself. I have not had good luck with it restoring NuGet packages for me, so... Okay. I have added those packages. And now what it's going to do is in the... if we just expand this one, app user, because now app user is going to become my identity model. So this is now going to become a base. So identity user, it should have, we need to add, oh, yeah. Please add to the data object. Yeah, that makes sense. Because will it even need it on the other one? No, probably not. That's okay. Solution Explorer, let's pop you back in. Manage. Okay, what do we just install? Should be the latest installed. We just installed, it was System Identity, ASP.NET Core, Pomelo. No, it was a Microsoft Identity Framework Core. Install you to the data service. Yep. That has been done. Okay. And it should... Perfect. Now let's update it locally. Base model, entity, has foreign key, on behavior, app user, identity user. Configure identity tables to avoid conflicts. Figure app user, has foreign key. I want to create a token service to handle the generation. Well, it's an interesting way to do it. So the token service should go in services. Nice. Generate token, refresh token, get principal from expired token. Now let's get the implementation. And when they do this next, let's get this token result out to an auth file. I can do that myself. I guess I can do something myself. And then what else do we need to do here? We need to add myself to being a actual user. So clients, breakpoint API. I don't think I need to do anything there. Do I need to do data access? It's somewhere here. Add or remove scopes. Nothing really needed for scopes here, because I'm not taking any access. But I can look through them. I don't really think so, though. I don't think I'll need anything. Maybe, like, it's just gonna be the name, right? Like you're just signing in. So audience, this is my testing user. I need to add a user. Let's add myself. And we'll publish a lab later. It's definitely a later step. Let's see here. Where are we stopping? We need to, once you add those, you'll need the JDBT packages as well to add them to this service. Sure, let's just keep all the changes. Get rid of you. Let's go back to Visual Studio Code. And I'm gonna have this one verify in an ask window if I'm doing all the authentication stuff correct. Because that's how I do it. See, yeah, so you're not actually adding here because I don't need you for. Because the reason I'm using add breakpoint services here is for the function app. The function app, no user should ever access the function app. So don't need you. Delete. Authentication service, delete. I know all that will cause an issue. And I'm not going to need to seed this. Swing analyzer, that's not what I meant to click. What did I meant to click? Token service. Token results. Generate token. So what did you need? You needed dot breakpoint services, identity framework, identity model, and identity model tokens. Throw in the identity, so that one's going to be, I think all of those ones should be installed. So I just need to expand it to the services. So you have already been ASP.NET Core Identity. Yes, add you to the API service. You should already be there to the breakpoint services. Well, no, you're transitive. You should be okay with that. Identity model tokens, that you definitely need that. Identity model tokens JWT. And identity model. Microsoft. I even have that installed. I have added them. Oh, I actually want to do one other thing. Go to the token service, get this token result out of here. If we are having to have it in the services layer, which is weird, it should be at the API service level. Which the services does not depend on. So let's just add a new folder. Let's call it auth. Let's move you. Quick action refactor, move type to token result. And then token result comes into auth. Okay. Let's move the token service into auth, actually. and I token service as well. Never prompt. Services auth, beautiful. Why are you not using a primary constructor? Remove primary constructor. I want to save this for now. We'll include user ID to refresh token claims. Okay, I can do a code review of what's going on later. I've added them and made some cleanup choices. Please respect those. Okay, those. Including the DAO name. Let me continue. Create authentication endpoints. Let's create the endpoints for the auth completion. Endpoints, auth endpoints. Yep. And then let's have you. I am currently implementing a token service and a backend for my identity server to connect Google. As I work, can you double check my work and make sure so the AIs compete against each other for what I like better. Let me check. So I need to add auth endpoint, auth Google callback. That's not what I called it. Refresh token, map host. Map get requires authorization. Return endpoints, Google login. So what did I call this? It was clients, breakpoint API, auth / callback. I made my not auth / call. Your identity. Your core JWT logic looks good. Missing auth configuration, missing refresh token store, missing auth endpoints, missing configurations. Yeah. Let's close all these out. Close all tabs, don't save. Okay, I'll organize it that way. Now let me add the identity and JWT after the existing service registrations. And then we'll do a bunch of whoa. Password require. Also, I don't want the user to have a password. Great, now let's please add to these. Client ID, your client services. Once you've added the configuration, please. Also, I don't want to add that. JWT, that is at least 32 characters long. Issuer, audience. Fix redirect URI. Yes, please. And then I'll have Visual Studios, Copilot churn. And then I'll go through it once I have them battle it out for a little bit, seeing who does what. Well, did you add a password to the app user? No. Okay, so then what are you talking about? User clicks, redirects, creates app user without password, returns JWT, front end, creates player records, wants to test. Okay. Beautiful. Let's keep it. I have not done. I just want to make sure the back end works. Okay. So let's go through. Let's open up the changes here. So added token service, added identity. External login users don't need passwords. So it feels like options.password.require. I saw something here. Create, select configure consent screen, maybe here. Use secret manager to store tokens assigned by login providers, secret management, secret. When you register with an external, you don't have to have a password. This alleviates from you create, but it also makes you, if the external, you will be able to create a sign with the user. You do not have permission. Okay, so let's just remove the setting. Because I want to use the defaults, but I don't think you require confirmed email. True, it must have a confirmed. Gets to sets defaults to false. Yep. Require confirmed account. Defaults to false. So then don't. True if the application. Yes, I like that. Okay. You're missing the foundational authentication structure, missing token result class, missing refresh token storage and app user, missing authentication insecure. Okay, so, well, I haven't done the JWT configuration yet, so that makes sense. This is gonna be at the API service level, I imagine. API service. Allowed hosts, so let's go JWT. Breakpoint API, breakpoint app. Your super secret key. Does it actually need to be super secret? Okay, so then what else are you saying? Missing a token result class. And I just created the token result class, that's why. So the token result. Get rid of this crap. Token result. Format document with configure. Yep. Token result, service collection, don't need you. Thank you for fixing that. Token service. Token result, token service. 15-minute, throw new. Yeah, let's do that. User is app user. Is profile complete? Profile completion tracking. External login. Created by. Okay, so what else was this complaining about? So if we're looking, missing a refresh token storage in app user, missing authentication setup in program CS. Why is that? I thought it went and did a program CS. Authentication. It really doesn't like my my formatting that I have. Map auth. Let's make sure these auths are built in. Map auth endpoints with tags. Map group. Authentication. Google login. Initiate Google OAuth. Allow anonymous. Probably want some rate limiting there for the auth. So let me pop over here. Pop. Breakpoint API. Oh, we're doing the auth, so I'm gonna take that one. Create login flow, assign, and let's per profile. So we have a very basic one because we need it's blocked. So, let's say let's actually just clean this up a little bit. So that's done. That's blocked. Create custom AI. That one's not blocked. That one's closed. This one, throw in a blocked label. What is okay? Blocked. How do you change? There we go. Edit. Make this red. Go back. Go. Put profile. Blocked. Need to implement the authentication first. Okay. Comment. Throw that on. And the only reason I'm really doing this is just to show a general actual story, actual issue using decide on auth schema. Yep, we're doing that now. And then this one, that's a need to break this story into many parts. Including, but not limited to, gather data, create pipeline, training, create upload, create video analyzer, create image analyzer, analyzer, and create coaching. Custom. Further, that's fine. Okay, so this is missing a token result, missing refresh token storage, missing authentication setup, insecure. So wait. So program. This is where we were. Gotta look at the program CS, make sure that we're actually doing something with authentication. Which does that do enough? Missing JWT configuration. Okay. I have a couple of questions. Where is the refresh token storage in app user? Does the Does the use authentication call cover our needs? Is the refresh token validation insecure? Is the JWT token configuration okay? And is the secret value actually need to be secret? Like, does it need to be in default? Because then I'll put it in my client secrets, which is fine. Absolutely. Currently generated but not persistent. Let me add that. Looking at your current is set up for basic, but we should add is good for basic authentication. See, this is interesting. So then the call is coming from inside the house, it seems. Where's program? Because this, we're overwriting instead of allowing Microsoft to use authentication. Interesting. Yes, it is currently invalid. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I clocked you. Clocked you. Critical validate stored refresh token. To save the refresh token. Development is adequate, but for production, move JWT secrets used for non-production environments. Place with environment ID. Let's up to the configuration for place. Yep, looks better. Well, I mean, should we use a different table for that? Because now app user is going to be read heavy. And yeah, feels weird. Let's look at breakpoint. Be context. Model builder. Identity table names. ASP.NET Core identity tables. Yeah, I mean, so I'm not gonna. Yeah, interesting. Oh, they could be customized. Yeah, okay. Two, because it's just gonna have a bunch of two tables, right? Very interesting. Okay. So now we have this figure test add role-based access. Okay, so I think the default table name identity table names will work. So you can get rid of the special names. Then what else? Then it seems like we should not have one column per provider. Instead, let's do 2 columns. One that is an enum for the provider. The other is the string key for them, which is the one I generally see. Perfect. I'll make the changes, update the app user, remove the custom identity, update the authentication logic. I'll start by providing the... Yeah, and I'm okay with that. And you can't have none. You just can't. So we'll make that Google, Microsoft. Update. I don't have database migrations. Is it trying to do? No, it's... Let me add them to the DTOs. Don't need that. Find or create user from provider. Find user by email. External providers pre-verify emailed. Is profile complete? So, okay. No, don't. Okay. Feel like it's just churning too much, and it's really not being helpful. But now I have a lot of basis, and then we'll go from there. So in the case that you have a Microsoft account, and then you can create a new one with a Google account. Okay, whatever. Let's just... Yeah, let's keep all the changes. Now we go through and we'll make them nice. Okay. Token service, what's up with you? Okay, so let's go in here. What did the analyzer function change? Oh, just white space. Auth endpoint. Okay, so we group them. The Google OAuth, ready to implement map group. Allow anonymous, get callback, anonymous. Yep. Token refresh. Refresh with name, refresh tokens, refresh access token, allow anonymous. Profile completion, complete profile after OAuth, require authorization. Yep. Google login. This is the login. So auth/Google. Okay, that makes sense. Redirect URI. Return URL equals Google default. Yep. Google callback. Result. Authenticate async with Google Authentication. Google Authentication. Google name Acquired claims, so the email. Find or create. Find or create from so static task of app user with an app with a user manager. User manager of type app user, find by email async. And that's okay, that's fine. If user is null, the type or namespace identity user cannot be found. If user, why is it not like if user is null? Okay. Equals new user. The type app user does not contain a definition. So what does app user contain? None. Google. Don't need to specify that. Just make you required. So I don't have to set you. External provider ID. The type or namespace identity user. Because something went wrong with restoring packages. Because of course it did. This is in breakpoint data. Manage. It's fine. Pull you over. Installed. Identity. And what were you trying to be? ASP.NET Core identity. Wow, it's just not even installed. Okay. Yeah, let's install you to data. Let's install you to API service and services. Probably don't need all of those actually. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, kind of an important package that's not transitive to the other ones. Interesting. Okay, whatever. So now we have created an identity user. Now you have a username, now you have an email. Beautiful. Okay, if external provider and string is empty or null, link existing external provider is equal to provider. This is the new provider. So if external provider is the new one, and if user is null, else the external provider is this one, but the external provider ID is null. Link existing, it's this shouldn't ever be the case. So if user else, if external provider is a, let's do throw new, and then we have an exception folder somewhere, right? Services, maybe it's in, are we in service? Nice. Okay, missing analysis, add class. Let's just see. Identity exception. Identity represents for a principal could not be mapped to a known, for a principal whose identity could not be mapped to a known identity. User email already exists. That external provider mapping. Please. Whatever. Please contact support to get help. Please contact support. Because you shouldn't do that. set is unreachable. Identity not mapped. Okay, so then let's add new class. Account already exists. Ooh, ouch. Account already exists. Exception. Email. Well, is there an email? Email already. Okay. Email already exists. Exception. And we'll make this derive from application exception. And how did I do this here? We'll just do that. And you just pop. And user email already exists. Let's throw this in. Okay. Throw new email already exists exception. Beautiful. Email already exists. Format you nicely. Okay. So then, else if string is nuller, it's not white space. I guess it shouldn't be white space, but okay. Turn user. User manager create async, create a result, return null, return user. Okay. And unused parameter. Name, normalized username. Gets or sets the normalized. Don't need that. Don't need that. So then where are you called? Name, email. Don't need you. Okay. So find or create user. Don't need to specify that I'm doing that. Generate tokens, prepare response. So for SPA, we'll return JSON instead of redirecting the front handle based on the profile completion status. Auth response, nice. For SPA, we'll return JSON instead of redirecting. Yep, okay, so then let's see, what else did we change here? So we created an auth endpoint. That's this whole crap. Results. Behavior. I mean, that looks okay enough. Auth response. So I'll probably need to pull all these files out. DTOs for authentication. So let's pop in Solution Explorer. Let's do DTOs. So a user DTO. Quick action refactoring, move to type user DTO. Then throw the user DTO. And this is the API service. Okay, damn it. Don't want that. Did I create you already? User DTO, delete. Solution Explorer, breakpoint services, class, breakpoint, user DTO. Public class, boom, 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 boom. The auth response, so then you are going to become so I mean, Well, that's weird. Okay. Let's delete you. Oh, let's make sure these are the same. Token service versus token service. What's the difference here? Store. Okay, so this is the one that it kept updating. Got it. So then what was the iToken service it was using? Okay, I think it's the same. So then delete you. Let's move the token service. See, it's interesting because I don't have the other ones in folders. They're just in services. But that doesn't mean they don't need to be. Repository. So let's add some structure to this. No, let's add a folder. Let's call this matches player. I don't know what to say. It makes sense to logically group all the auth stuff, but it's also within the DTO realm. Use your DTO, because what I'm trying to say is the auth endpoint complete profile request. So, I mean, we can make a new folder called requests. Yep, add class complete profile. Well, this is more like a view model kind of thing. So I guess I could also have request response. Responses are list of DTOs, not mapped to an entity. That could be the distinction. Requests, search params are because then all my search params could also be like a player get request, right? Is what I currently have. I have a player search params, and this is just a search parameters request. Search request. Easily do that. Then it's a player search request. I'm always bad at these kind of naming things because now I have requests and responses, but this is the only time that I really use them. DTOs, and now I have a so now I have an auth with service and result, and this is really now a response, token response. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Let's do that. So responses, easy. Those are non-entity connected. It's a view model. Responses. So then token response goes into responses. Auth service just goes out. Delete you. And we can add you later if we want. Let's make this a primary constructor. Yeah, remove fields. Search parameters. Params becomes requests. Yeah. Throw you. Search parameters, search request. Player search request. And it's a page search request, right? Yeah, page search request. Player search request. Okay. So then go back here. We have an auth endpoint and we have an auth response and a token refresh token Okay, so now we have the needed things. Go here and make sure your response, yep, add a response. This is an auth response, an authentication response, or an authorization response. It's going to be a authentication response. No. Is access... So this is authorization response. Authorization response. And then our request, to complete profile. Complete profile request. Throw you in there. And refresh token request. Okay, so now we've cleaned up this quite a bit. We like the structure more, decided on the structure at a minimum. Maybe you don't have to like it, but complete profile request. Need to add a using. That should get both of those. And then auth response, authorization response. Okay, authorization response. Okay, what does our error list say now? So let's build solution, make sure we're chilling. In our user DTO, OAuth provider, oh, and now our seeder is broken, because of course it is. And the logger, okay, that's fine. External provider must be set. Okay. Surprise. Oh, so I'm guessing app user needs to have. Because how do you set it if it's not? Provider ID is not null there. Okay, so then. So if you're a user, how would you ever be created with an external provider ID of null? Because we're gonna require it. So let's just do required. Oh, I'm screaming at the thing. If user is not null, else if user is not null, and user.external provider ID is not provider ID, external provider is not the provider, oh, it needs to be not. So then that's where that exists. Email already exists. Because that definition could definitely happen. You may without. User already exists through a different provider. And then let's pass in through user email already exists through a different provider. Please contact support if this is unexpected. please sign in with okay, because now please sign in with Microsoft. Please sign in with Google instead. And you pass in da boom. Pass in the current one. Okay. Nice. That's starting to come together. See that? I could see that flow being good. So now we're gonna have a bunch of things that are broken because now I need external provider and external provider ID. Let's go to Visual Studio Code. Throw that in there. Let's throw the seeder open. Throw that. Yes to, oh, I want you to close, seeder. Okay, and then you probably get the white spacing all done. Okay, and then let's do external provider equals OAuth provider.google. All of them are going to be Google for now. External provider ID, player ID 1. Google, 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 and a Google. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Responses. Okay. So now check over the backend one more time for my identity auth setup. Okay, now that I have it all set up, let's make sure we're making sense. I'm gonna scope this down to, in the last little bit, we'll try and test it. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get there. But let's go. I'm gonna pull this off screen for a sec. Setup. I'm gonna add another URI. Because I now want to add what did you change? Close all tabs. Oh, what? App user. Yeah, there you go. Make sure you're still good. Okay, let's just start you up. Copilot. While this is churning. Okay. Service. Oh. Yeah, okay. And I'll still need to get this somehow within the player endpoint. How do you get the current user? So, I mean, all of these are going to require authorization. So, we just specify one for now. Yeah, in the program, you're registering, but your actual class. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. So, token service. It's definitely what I'm doing. Get a Copilot. Add authorization. Where are you? Token service, right. Add token service. Yep, your token service returns. Make sure your interface is your app user. Yep. Okay, and I need to confirm this stuff. Yeah, I need to add the checks that I already changed in, didn't I? Yep. And store. And then I'll be right back. Gonna just go feed my cats. That's all we thinking about for a second. Okay. Sorry about that. So I'll need to come back. This is definitely to do. All my things are not real for the endpoints. They're not actually going. Yeah, all my endpoints need to have added configuration. Okay. The app host. Let's see what the Swagger page looks like, at least at a minimum. It's not going to do anything right now because it's going against a dummy. So let's pull this value. So let's pull this value. And then is this HTTPS or... Wait, what's its problem? Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I don't actually have all the things. App settings, lowercase a, API service, here. Gotta love when they do that. So what's the problem? The client ID must be specified when we create. So I'm guessing it's something like the program is not doing it because it looks like I have a client ID. It's a terrible client ID. It's, you know, your client ID, but program should be adding. Oh, this is authentication. I need authorization. On builder. See, I'm surprised there's not a... So this is where we're running into an issue. So if we pull this up, wait, it does its thing. Thinger banger is create the app in Google. We have this, boom, boom, boom. Add an authorized redirect where the port placeholder is the app authorized redirect. Great button. Save the client secret, which we use in the apps. Okay, store the client secret. Authentication. Okay, so I'm gonna do this step right here, off screen, just really quick. Okay, so go to user secrets, set, go terminal, initialize the project, store the settings, .NET user secret, .NET. Doing nefarious things over here with my .NET secrets. Okay, pull up the downloads, pull up the client secret from there. Let's open that in Notepad++. Client secret, .NET user secrets. Could not find the MS Build project. Specify which project. Oh, let's go to cd DAO.API service. And then let's set you now. Cannot find the global property user secrets ID. Go back here to the I'm adding client secrets to my project, so here I can go back to it, but I do I don't want to share my nice new Google client secret, so I was hiding my screen. But thanks for stopping by, Kevin. We did an identity server where, well, the whole idea is, if I stop the paint, an identity server where you log in with external auth providers, so just Google and Microsoft currently, but with any framework, connecting that to an app user, and currently adding the actual identity thing. So our app user, let's see, our app user is the main thing, so identity user is the basis. So but I can do that later because I'm about to end. But so off screen, I will get to be. I'll set the client secrets, and the next time we'll come back and start looking at the Angular side of the auth house. So like we were talking at the beginning, the biggest thing there is going to be there's a OAuth library in Angular that we'll use. And that will be allowing us to do the redirect to the sign-in. So this kind of idea, either in the corner or using, like I showed at the beginning, a full open new tab. And I thought I had that open. No, so we'll do that, and we'll get the multiple OAuth screens. Very similar to Essential C# actually. So when you sign in here, you can log in with different services. So you'll pick a service, and this is what we'll do next time in Angular side. So I'll finish up the C# side. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna end it here. Appreciate anyone stopping by, and we'll continue down our app. So thanks so much, and as always, happy coding.